This tiny creature survived the freezing, airless void of outer space and came back alive. And believe it or not, it isn't even the strangest animal on this list. Hidden in forests, oceans, and even a single drop of water, nature has been keeping real superpowers in plain sight. A lizard that walks on ceilings, a frog that freezes solid and comes back to life, a jellyfish that simply refuses to die. Today we're counting down the top 10 animals with powers that sound impossible, but are 100% real, all the way to the most astonishing one of all. So take a breath and let's begin our countdown. Number 10. The gecko. At first glance, it's just a small lizard basking in the sun. But watch what happens when it decides to move. A gecko can run straight up a pane of smooth glass, walk across a ceiling upside down, and never, ever slip. How? The secret is on the bottom of its feet. Each toe is covered in millions of microscopic hairs, so fine and so numerous that they cling to almost any surface at the molecular level. In fact, a single gecko toe could hold the weight of its entire body. Scientists are so amazed by this grip that they're designing new climbing tools and tapes inspired by gecko feet. Imagine scaling a wall of glass with your bare hands. For the gecko, it's just an ordinary afternoon. But our next animal has a power you can watch with your own eyes, the power to change its very color. Number 9. The chameleon. This slow-moving lizard hides one of the flashiest tricks in the animal kingdom. In seconds, it can shift its skin from green to yellow to a burning orange, not just to hide, but to talk. Chameleons change color to signal their mood to one another and to warm themselves in the sun. But the surprises don't stop there. Look closely at its eyes. Each one moves completely on its own, so a chameleon can watch the sky with one eye and the ground with the other at the very same time. And when a tasty insect wanders too close, its tongue fires out faster than you can blink, stretching longer than its whole body and snapping back with dinner attached. 3 incredible powers, all packed into one calm little lizard. Up next, we dive into the ocean to meet its greatest master of disguise. Number 8. The octopus. This clever ocean creature is astonishing all on its own. It has 3 hearts, blue blood, and 8 arms lined with suckers that can taste whatever they touch. And with no bones at all, it can squeeze its entire body through a gap the size of a coin. But one octopus takes it even further, the mimic octopus. When danger appears, it doesn't flee, it transforms. In an instant, it reshapes its body and repaints its skin to look like a venomous striped fish, a slithering sea snake, or a flat, harmless flounder. Scientists have watched it impersonate more than a dozen different creatures, choosing the perfect disguise for each threat. Pure intelligence in action. But our next animal does something that sounds impossible. It can freeze solid and come back to life. Number 7. The wood frog. When the deep cold of winter arrives, this little frog doesn't flee, and it doesn't burrow away. It freezes completely. Ice creeps through its body until nearly 2/3 of it turns solid. Its heart slows, then stops. Its blood stops flowing. For weeks it lies frozen and still, looking for all the world like it's gone. But the wood frog has a secret. Its body floods with a natural antifreeze that protects its most delicate cells from the ice. And when spring finally warms the forest floor, it slowly thaws. Its heart flickers back to life, one beat at a time, and the frog simply hops away as if nothing ever happened. A creature that returns from the frozen edge every single year. Now get ready, because number 6 throws the fastest punch in the entire animal kingdom. Number 6. The mantis shrimp. Don't let its rainbow colors fool you. This small reef creature is one of the most powerful strikers on Earth. It hunts with a pair of spring-loaded arms that snap forward with the speed of a speeding bullet. The punch is so fast it strikes with astonishing force, easily cracking open the hardest crab shells, and it has even shattered the glass of aquarium tanks. The blow moves so quickly it briefly boils the water around it, creating a tiny flash of light and heat. And its eyes are just as remarkable. Where you and I have 3 types of color detectors, the mantis shrimp has as many as 16, seeing forms of light we can't even imagine. A living boxer with the eyes of an alien. Coming up next, an animal that carries its very own electricity. Number 5, the electric eel. Gliding through the murky rivers of South America is a fish that is, quite literally, a living battery. Most of its long body is packed with special cells that work like tiny, stacked batteries. When it wants to, it discharges them all at once, releasing a jolt of electricity strong enough to light up a row of bulbs. The largest can deliver a shock of around 600 volts, far more than the sockets in your home. It uses gentle pulses to sense its way through cloudy water where it can barely see, and powerful bursts to stun the prey it hunts. It can even lunge upward to press its shock into a threat. Nature's own electric hunter. But at number 4, we leave the water for the open sky to meet the fastest animal on the entire planet. Number 4, the peregrine falcon. Perched high on a cliff, it looks calm, even ordinary, but when it spots its prey far below, it becomes the fastest living thing on Earth. The falcon folds its wings tight against its body and dives, plunging from the sky in a hunting stoop that can exceed 200 miles per hour. Faster than a race car, faster than a speeding train. At that velocity, its body is finely built to survive. Special baffles in its nostrils let it breathe against the rushing air, and a clear extra eyelid shields its eyes. It strikes its target in mid-flight in the blink of an eye. Nothing on the planet moves faster in a dive, but our top 3 are the most jaw-dropping of all, starting with an animal that can rebuild its own body. Number 3, the axolotl. With its feathery gills and its endless little smile, this pink creature looks almost too gentle to be a superhero. But it holds one of the most extraordinary powers in all of nature: true regeneration. If an axolotl loses a leg, it doesn't just heal. It grows an entirely new one, perfectly formed, with no scar at all. And it isn't only legs. It can regrow its tail, its spinal cord, and even parts of its heart and its brain. Scientists around the world study this remarkable animal, hoping to unlock secrets that could one day help heal human injuries. It spends its whole life in a youthful form, smiling through the water. But as astonishing as the axolotl is, number 2 may be the strangest creature of all, an animal that can grow younger. Number 2, the immortal jellyfish. Every living thing is born, grows older, and eventually reaches the end of its life. Every living thing, that is. Except this one. Smaller than your fingernail, this tiny jellyfish has found a way to cheat time itself. When it is injured, starving, or simply growing old, it can transform its entire body backward, dissolving into a young early form and beginning its life all over again. And it can do this again, and again, and again. In theory, it never has to die of old age at all. Scientists call it biologically immortal, a living reset button drifting quietly through the sea. It sounds like magic, yet it's completely real. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the number 1 animal superpower of all time. Number 1, the tardigrade, also known as the water bear. It is so small you need a microscope just to see it, yet it is, without question, the toughest animal that has ever lived. A tardigrade can survive being frozen to nearly absolute zero. It can survive being heated past the boiling point of water. It can go years, even decades, completely dried out, then spring back to life with a single drop of water. It can withstand blasts of radiation that would destroy almost anything else. And here is the most astonishing part of all. Scientists placed living tardigrades on the outside of a spacecraft and exposed them to the raw, airless, freezing vacuum of outer space. And they survived. No other animal on Earth can do that. And that is why the mighty water bear takes our #1 spot. From a lizard on the ceiling to a tiny survivor from the edge of space. Nature is full of powers far stranger than any fiction. So now it's your turn. Which of these superpowers amazed you the most? Would you rather change color like the chameleon, regrow a limb like the axolotl, or be as unstoppable as the water bear? Tell me in the comments. I read them all. If you enjoyed this journey, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you want to discover even more incredible animals, the video appearing on your screen right now is the perfect place to go next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.